Good morning, guys. Welcome to Social Studies class. Let's begin our review. The first topic we are going to talk about is weather and climate. We need to establish the difference between weather and climate. Weather is what you get, and climate is what you expect. How is the weather right now? For me, it's cold. What about for you?
It's sunny.
It's cloudy.
The weather is
For you,
cold.
it's cold for you.
Sunny.
Sunny. Okay, well, here
Cloudy.
it's not. In my neighborhood, it's not sunny. So see, the weather is what you get. Depends on where you are. That's the weather. It's the conditions of the atmosphere over a short period of time, because right now it's cold, but maybe an hour later it will be rainy. So the weather can change within minutes or hours, can change quickly. Now, climate is what you expect, how the atmosphere behaves over a long period of time and space. So how is the climate in Honduras?
Right now it's sunny, but she go.
Right now it is?
Right now it's sunny, but she go. This is nublado.
Yeah, but if it is cloudy, that's not climate, it's weather. Because now it's wind, it's cloudy, but probably in the afternoon will be sunny. So
Yes, is correct.
we can observe a quick change. It is hot in your house. See, Jose Enrique is hot. Well, here for me, my feet are like a ice cube, very cold. Poor my little feet. Okay, so that's the difference. Weather is what you get. Oh, now it's sunny. I can see the street through the window that it is sunny. It is sunny.
Yeah.
See, so change from 1 minute to another. So climate is the condition, how the atmosphere behave over a long period of time. In our country, the climate is tropical. We don't have polar climate and never will change. Or that sometimes you can say, oh, but during summer is hot, but in winter we have polar climate. That's not true. That's not true. That's not true. So our climate will always be tropical. Now, there are two factors of weather and climate that affect the weather. The first one is precipitation. Remember that precipitation, okay, I will show you later. Precipitation is one factor and temperature is the second factor. What precipitation is?
The precipitation is
A bunch
cold.
of water. Precipitation is a bunch of water. That's what it is. Precipitation is a form of water that falls to the earth's surface. Cae sobre la faz de la tierra, la superficie. That's precipitation. There are, see, 4 types of precipitation. Rain is liquid water, right? Snow also is another form of water that falls from the sky. Sleet.
In United States is snow.
Yeah.
It's not raining.
Yes, it is. In some of the states, the northern states has very cold weather right now. Right now, they are in winter. Those states are in winter. So has very, very low temperatures. Very, very low temperatures. Let me tell you what's the temperature. In New York, for example.
is temperatura.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
New York. New York temperature.
Miss.
Is 13 degrees Celsius. 13. But in the morning, very early in the morning, it was 3 degrees Celsius.
Miss.
3 degrees Celsius. Uh-huh.
Can you imagine if you go to New York and there is raining and snowing? It's impossible raining.
No, it's not. It is not impossible.
But
It is not impossible. But Gabriel, late, pretty late. It is not impossible. Because if it is like raining, it's not gonna be like liquid water. It will be like
it's not
como,
rain.
ajá, como agua nieve, le llaman agua nieve. Agua
Why
nieve.
you say in United States?
Ajá.
Evito aplicar the snow in the rain, but it's I don't know what you say, but I see the snow is down
Ajá.
and digo que está cayendo.
Exactly. And suddenly, and after that, you can see a white layer of snow. Everything is covered with snow and it's white.
In the car.
Everything. Yeah. It is difficult. In New York, for example, the coldest month is January. January is the coldest month. Let me tell you that, yeah, December, but the coldest one is January. Let me tell you that when I was a little girl, like you, that you are little children right now, December weather was like this, very cold, así fresco, fresh. That's what I remember.
Lisa, I have a question. In November is a no.
No, in November. No, I think it begins snowing in December. December, January, but not here in our country. Our country, there's no snow. No. Okay, so precipitations again is a form of water that falls to the earth surface. Okay, everything that falls from the sky is a form of water, and that's it. That is called precipitation. And temperature is the measure of how hot or cold something is. We can measure the temperature of our body using a thermometer. We can measure the temperatures of the air, the temperature of the water. It can be also measured. So,
in cloud, right?
So temperature.
It's a temperature. C is thunder is in red. C is cold is in blue.
Well, not exactly, because the thermometers use the same product. Thermometers have these kinds of thermometer have mercury, and the mercury it is in here. And how do you make sure the temperature? So the mercury goes up, and you have to see the number where the mercury is, hasta donde subió el mercurio. So usted mira el número, dice, entonces esta es la temperatura. But it doesn't mean that it's going to be red or blue. No, actually es metálico. Es como el color del aluminio, así como plata. That's the color of the mercury. Pero we relate the color red with hot objects and the blue color with cold objects. That's why it appears like this. So if it is cold, the mercury is going to be down. El mercurio va a estar abajo, dependiendo de la temperatura, if it is cold. Okay, Now, water in the air. Water in the air is another major part of climate. About 3/4 of Earth are covered by water. Yeah, if we have if we have a pictures of the Earth, a picture took from the air, we're gonna see that most of the Earth is covered by oceans, by water, even though we cannot see it, right? Because we are on the Earth. The air around us contains water too. The water in the air is called humidity, the amount of moisture or humedad in a given volume of air at a given temperature. That's humidity. And I remember that I showed you this picture in a rainforest, for example, in a forest that has a lot of vegetation. There is a greater amount of water than the water in the air in a desert. That's why the place is very dry.
Secando in the desert.
Look at this. So it has few water in the air. So when we measure that the amount of water in the air, that's humidity, okay? Humidity. In a forest, la humedad, so we sweat more, sudamos más, because there is more water in the air. And here, we sweat less because there is less water in the air. And while being in a place like this is pretty dangerous.
It has a lot of color of the sun.
Now, second topic, what causes climate? And this one was part of a homework I assigned to you, and some of your homeworks were not correct because you did not take into account the information I gave you in class, and I asked for correct homeworks. I haven't checked, so maybe all of you did it already.
My homework is good or no?
I sent a message in the group, and I did it last week, I think on Monday, but I haven't checked that.
It's not last week.
If I didn't send a message, if you didn't appear in the list, because I sent a general message in the parents group, if you were not in the list, your homework was okay. And actually, yeah, you didn't appear in the list. So what are those factors that affect climate? One factor is the distance a place is from the equator. Our country, has a tropical weather exactly because of this factor. This is the factor that affects our climate. The distance a place is from the equator. The Honduras, remember that the equator is an imaginary line that divides the earth into that northern hemisphere and southern hemisphere, en el hemisferio norte y hemisferio sur. So where is Honduras? Honduras is very close to the equator. Honduras is more or less here, more or less, or maybe is closer to the equator.
Honduras.
Is of more or less here. So Honduras is very close to the equator. That's why that factor affects our climate. And that's why we have tropical climate, because we are very close to the equator. The second factor that affects climate is how far a place is from a large body of water, such an ocean. When we are on vacation, Victor, attention please, don't play. When we are on vacation, we used to go to the beach, right? Diego, where are you? We used to go to the beach.
It has water.
And being in there in the ocean, we say, no, I feel like I am como que se me pega la harina. Sticky, my skin is sticky. Yes, of course, because we are sweating more than we used to do. And why we are sweating more? Because we are in front of a big body of water, the ocean. The ocean reflects the sunlight, and that sunlight heat everything in the environment and make the climate, the weather hotter. Ryan, hello Ryan. Cameras off, will be in the waiting room because I don't have to be repeating, turn on your cameras. I don't have to do that. That's a rule and you know it. The last factor is elevation. When we go to El Picacho, because I know that most of you have already visited El Picacho. El Picacho has a very fresh weather. But El Picacho has a very fresh weather. Why? You are down in the city, and then you go to El Picacho, and the weather change. Why? Because El Picacho is higher than the rest of the city down. So just because of that, the weather change, and it is fresher. So elevations is the third factor that affect climate. What is the first one? Distance a place is from the equator.
Distance a place is from the equator.
Right, Gabriel? I don't know what are you doing, but you are not looking at the presentation. The second one is how far a place.
It's a second factor that affects climate. Is what far a place is from a large
this one
of water.
How far a place is from a large body of water, such as an ocean. And the last one is elevation. Ryan, elevation. I am observing your camera, and you turn it off without any reason. Are you receiving classes with a cell phone? Because I can't see you. I just see the roof. The next one. Types of climate. There are 4 types of climate. The first one is tropical, is the ones we have. Is usually very warm all year. These places are near the equator. The rays of the sun strike Earth most directly in this area. In the USA, it's only the tip of Florida and Hawaii have a tropical climate. In this
Hawaii and Florida has a tropical climate.
Yes, in these 2 places, never snow. Never snow.
Never.
In Florida, no, never. In Florida and Hawaii, never snow. Well, actually, Florida, in Florida, elder people, las personas mayores, used to move to Florida because in Florida, the climate is tropical. So they don't need to, you know that elder people have problem with cold weather. Le duelen los huesos, se puede enfermar del pecho. So some of them, the ones that have the possibilities to move to Florida, move to Florida. The second climate is polar. It is the coldest climate. A very small part of the USA in Alaska has a polar climate. Yes, polar. But there is another climate. Let's say this one are extremes. The hottest climate is tropical. Hottest climate. And I put it up because the temperature is very high. And the other extreme is polar climate. Is at the bottom because the temperature here is very low. Very, very low. But there are other 2 climates that are between the tropical and the polar. The first one is subarctic, here. Subarctic climate is here. Not so cold. Not extremely cold like Alaska, like a polar climate. See? Most part of Alaska has a subarctic climate because they are closer to the North Pole. This climate has warm period in summers, but this period of have warm climate weather is short. And part of the states are covered in snow for most of the year. What is the missing? What is the missing climate? That's that. Oh my God! I erased what I have. Now I erase it. And the last one is temperate. Okay, temperate climate. So we have. We have tropical climate. Here is temperate, not temperature. You have to be careful with this because when I check homeworks, I correct this word. You wrote another thing, not temperate. No es temperatura, es clima templado. Temperate climate. This is here.
The temperate climate is very hot and not very cold.
And polar climate, are between tropical and subarctic. See, between tropical and subarctic, we have temperate climate. Temperate climates are moderate in temperature, neither very hot
and not very cold.
Neither very hot or very cold. Not very hot or very cold. Here a picture. See? Temperate climate. Okay, guys. So this is the information we are discussing today. Do you have a question?
No. I have a question.
Yeah.
I have a question.
Okay, it is first. It is first.
The topics of the exam, I pay attention to the study review to the exam. Why do you say que he prestado atención para que se me haga un poco más fácil y después que estudie?
You say it.
Puedo responder muchas preguntas.
Yeah, I pay attention to make my study easier. To make my study time easier. Yeah, I know that if you pay attention,
I have a problem.
I
have a question, Ivana.
Wait, Maria Jose. Okay, Ivana, what's your question?
My question is, how many types of climate exist?
Well, there are more than 4. There are more than 4.
More, but I don't know
how many, but there are more.
Okay.
Okay. Yes, Maria Jose?
Please look what I did because to study more better.
Better. Don't say more. Look what I did to study better.
What I did to study
better. Excellent. You did a great job. Okay. Is there another question?
Please.
Yes, Santiago?
In in the exam gonna be appear the topic renewable and non-renewable.
Yes, and that review is for next class.
These non-renewable and renewable resources is easy peasy.
Yes, it is. Okay, guys.
Or is it than these topics? Hawaii, it has ocean.
Hawaii. Yeah, because Hawaii is a group of islands. Islands like Bay Island. Bay Island, Islas de la Bahía. Bay Island has 3 islands. Utila is Guanaja, Roatán, and Utila. So Hawaii have our group of islands and are surrounded by water. Okay, guys. No more questions? No. Okay. See you in a couple of minutes. Bye-bye.
Bye. See you.
See you.